All right, guys. This is another weekly live stream. This is weekly live stream number 20. We got a couple of topics we're going to get into tonight. I don't know how long we're going to be on this stream tonight. I'm podcasting from home right now. So we're streaming from home. We're not necessarily able to we don't have everything that we have in the studio. I don't even have an Ethernet connection. So if the connection gets a little bit too choppy, if I can't salvage, the content, then we're going to end the live stream. But a couple of things that we're going to get into tonight. We're going to talk about we got an upcoming outside comedy show that we're going to be that Saturday, June 12th, we got two shows, different sets of comedians. We're going to make sure that the links for that are in the bio. You can also go to mogulminds.net for that. Ty Riggs is going to join. He's actually hosting that event. So in addition to that, we're going to be talking about a couple of topics that I just wanted to hit on. Depending on whether or not One Light hops in, we may talk about their June 10th show that they got coming up here in Elgin, Illinois. So, it might be Elmwood Park. I don't. We'll get the specifics on that. Elk Grove. Okay, appreciate it. Ides backstage right now. But to begin here, we have a live stream that we did last week with one of the guys, friend of the network, Ricky Layfield. He works with the youth. He's a community activist. He has a few different things going on, and they have a Juneteenth celebration party going on, and he's going to get into that a bit here. So I'm going to play a couple of minutes of the podcast that we did together. Rick shared a lot of what he was working on, a lot of what they had in store for this event. After that, a few more people will join the call in. We're going to talk about Dr. Fauci and his emails leaking. So we're definitely going to touch base on that. We're going to touch base on humanity being obsolete. Robots are replacing real workers. There's articles coming out in mainstream media about that now. And then, like I said, the comedy show, and the main thing that we're probably going to talk about on this podcast, depending on whether or not we get the female callers, I posted a status that I guess triggered a few people last night, and it was really more so about this glorifying thought culture situation. So we're definitely going to have that conversation tonight. Again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of minutes of this video. You guys can go check it out. It's on the Mogul Minds Network YouTube page. It's also on the Mogul Minds Network Facebook page, not the profile. You have to type in Mogul Minds Network. Those two are separate. I'm going to go ahead and play this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't ever get examples of positive masculinity, or even if they are out there, she can't respect a man that orders lemonade.
Yeah, I've seen boneless wings. And in a nutshell, I guess manhood is just, only you could do is make money, kill things, and have sex. So, we really want to show guys the positive outlook of how manhood could look and how developing and respecting women could look and how working in the community and helping the community could look.
I think that that's really important because right now, especially in society, we hear so much about toxic masculinity, but we don't ever get examples of positive masculinity. Yeah. Or if even if they're out there, we don't not promoted the way that it should and could be.
And the statement toxic masculinity in itself is weird because none of them things like identify manhood. Uh, so it's kind of like you taking things that aren't manhood and then labeling it associated with manhood.
Right.
Because you never hear like toxic femininity when somebody burns a car down, right?
Right.
Because that's not what being a woman is about. So yeah, I think we have to really be careful with how we choose to say certain words and certain language because that's not what a man is at all. Um, at the end of the
Words
day,
shape thoughts and thoughts become actions, right? So the
CBT.
verbiage that we use is so important. um I think that so we have weekly live stream call-ins, different people who have been associated with the network in different ways. Now that you've are sitting down doing an episode with us, I would definitely want to invite you in, on some future live streams that we do. For example, last night we had one of my guys he works in violence prevention. He spent a long time in his life in the streets, and now he is actually working for non-for-profits, the Institute for Nonviolent Chicago. There's quite a few of them that are working. He works in Uptown and Rogers Park, but then I also had a gentleman that's a teacher, and I had a gentleman that is Instructor Mike. We actually just released his episode last night, and he was a cop for 10 years. Before that, he was military, and now he runs a firearm safety and concealed carry license class right outside. And we were all having a conversation about the necessity. Is it actually necessary to have police in schools? And there were some varying opinions, but before I really get into that, where's your opinion on the role that police play with our youth, specifically in the schooling system?
So, and I'm a very transparent person. So with my full-time job, we've had like circles with the mayor and police officers, right? And we use people getting shot, but now we're dealing with other things that take us out. So I get the celebrated, right? So it's a community event. We have the Shot Wrangler crew that's I might have on the mics and a t-shirt. Come on, understand that it's like people are getting paid off podcasts or writing scripts, right? But so the thing about it is the outlets are there. The people who plugging it in aren't there, right? So you got me who I'm like, I know what I learned, and I don't know everything, but I know more than my students. So let me expose you to this. I had kids who were actually good at fucking playing golf, like naturally. It was crazy.
And they didn't know.
They didn't know.
They would have never known had you not taken them.
So the thing about it, the disconnect is not even the opportunities. It's us, because a lot of us run from the city, which I understand. Everybody not built for this shit. People look at me crazy that I move back into the hood. Like it's like what you doing? So
You're lot of effectively changing your community.
Right. A lot of us that we gone, and all these people understand that. Like, if me and my homies would have positive mentor, like my job, BAM, got to Hyde Park 2 years after I graduated. Right.
What's BAM?
Becoming a man, so for full time.
Okay.
And we basically have 55 to 60 young men at each school, and we do group counseling with them.
They didn't have that in my high school.
Right. So we
don't know what's going on.
Okay. And Obama came with all that. I was already in college. Like, where the hell this come from? Right. A lot of youth are impressionable, very, very much so. But people got to understand that the street niggas are the ones that are there talking to them about what's going on. You don't have niggas investing in stocks in the hood like, hey, you tripping, shorty, give me the $500, wait a couple of months. It might be $1,800. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that you are hard-headed. It's not enough for us there talking to them. And granted, a lot of you still gonna do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? It happens. But you got to plant them seeds.
They need the example. So, like, for example, when I said I did martial arts, I used to train on 79th and Cottage at the time, but it was with the guys from the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Everybody likes to make fun of, these, but you always see these guys clean.
Yeah.
Always see these guys holding themselves and presenting themselves like upstanding men.
Right.
And I think that we need more of that, and it doesn't necessarily need to be tied to religion. These young cats got to be able to see some cool shit that's not from a rapper. Somebody
they need the real, bro.
Right.
Like when I was a counselor, like it was crazy because I was like 24 when I first started, and my student was like 18. You know what I'm saying? But I thought they.
Yeah, my connection is shitty. That's for anybody who did hop in. I was saying that we're not in the studio this week. I'm not in the studio this week. So because I'm streaming from home, I didn't even realize that my mobile laptop doesn't have an Ethernet cable and I don't have the dock. So if the connection does get bad, unless I can shift the host to somebody else, we're not going to do that to you guys. We're not going to have this super choppy connection. I'd rather, do a live stream later this week or this weekend. But for now, I'm going to continue to play this. We got a couple of people hopping in here shortly. We got a couple of things that we definitely got to talk about, a few topics that I may or may not get to depending on who hops in and who wants to touch base on it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let this continue to play. I want you guys to hear about this event that Ricky and his organization is putting together.
About. I talked to the shorties. I might have had on the mics and the t-shirt. I want them to understand you, your knowledge base can be from anywhere, everywhere, even though you're in this community, and you got options. The hard part of my job is showing the shorty what they could be.
I think the verbiage that you may have been searching for, the ability to code switch is very important. That can be both in the vernacular, the way that we speak, depending on who we're talking to, or the way that you present yourself to the youth that you're working with. And I think that we got to be able to show how many times you've seen guys from the hood got to go to court and literally don't even have a shirt with a collar.
Yeah, I mean, I first learned how to tie through my fraternity, and I was like a junior in college. Like, just being honest. And I see like the whole debate about State 48 now, and it's kind of like everybody have a button-up shirt, right? It's a necessity. A lot of people hate code switching because they feel like it's an aspect of being fake. But I look at it like, yeah, I know Aquaman is from underwater, but because he could walk amongst us don't mean that he can't swim still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so, and I think, I'm gonna be honest, like when I first started working in some of these fields, I felt the need to be a little more calm and relaxed and my approach, never fake. But I do think the more comfortable I become in my field, the more I just speak my mind. And you let me go, it's on you. Right. It is what it is. But we gotta find ways to be comfortable in ourselves and to have things in our back pocket to do that. Like Jay-Z can do that shit now. So did LeBron. Once you create that power, it's like, what you mean I gotta shut up and dribble? No, that's how I feel. Right. And Jay-Z will tell, and I'm not going to the award show because it's not, because I'm straight. So it's like, yeah, we definitely gotta. Unfortunately, our power is coming from economics or the lack thereof. And I
don't think we lack the economics. I think we lack group economics.
I agree 1,000%. I'm very big in group economics, and that's why when we were, protesting or looting and rioting, I said, I never get mad at a person for, wanting to throw a brick. I get why we upset, but you got to be able to pick that brick up and build too, because the community, we have money as a collective. Right. We can buy whatever the fuck we want to buy in this city.
I think they say Black Americans alone, if we just look at spending power, would be like the 9th richest country in the world or something like that.
Because we spend it.
Right. It don't stay in the community.
We spend it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not one of us who, I mean, of course, some of us are millionaires and billionaires, you know what I'm saying, very few. But as a community, we have it. The issue is that it's been embedded in our minds so long at the shop with one another. I've been on Black Wall Street, and most people believe that Black Wall Street, after the riots, it went away. That's not what happened.
Black Wall Street was one of the few.
Right. But Black Wall Street actually rebuilt after the riots. But then.
Hey, so Ty Riggs here just hopped in here. So I'm going to just let Ty Riggs introduce himself real quick, and then we're gonna go back to that conversation for a second here. Ty Riggs, how's it going, sir?
I'm good.
It's me and you. I keeps going in and out, whatever. He's doing some outside work, and then on top of that, I'm not in the studio and we don't have anybody hosting from there. I didn't realize that this computer didn't have an Ethernet port, so I talked. Yeah. So I'm on Wi-Fi. I talked a little bit about the things that we're going to get into. Apparently one of my posts from last night triggered quite a few people, mostly radical feminists and irrational humans. So one of the conversations that I did want to touch on was this glorified thought culture. So that's a little bit later. I also wanted to touch base on, our outside comedy show. Today is Bruce's birthday. Shout out to Bruce, the homie. He just said our outside paint us event. It was a really dope event. So I'll probably show a video or so from there. Tonight, I'm not really going to try to drag this one out too long. I just really want to get to these topics and get off. Now, what I was doing right now, and I'm going to go back to that in a second here, I was actually showing. If StreamYard works fine on your phone, you can hop in from StreamYard. If you prefer Zoom, that's cool too. But what I was showing was one of our last live streams that we just did last week, Friday, with the homie Ricky Layfield. The episode is streaming now. It's called the Juneteenth Free-ish event. They're throwing, it's a couple of not-for-profits all working together, and they're putting on an event for Juneteenth. So Mogul Minds will probably be in the building as media. I think it's somewhere on the south side, so it's probably closer to your neck of the woods, Tyrig. So, maybe we could show up there in full force. I don't know if you're on some type of time limit, but I did want to show maybe another 5 or so minutes of this podcast to at least let him talk about what it is that they're doing and why they're doing it. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to go back to this screen share.
Then they was like, what, black people, we destroyed y'all businesses and y'all rebuilt, and we can let y'all come shop with us. Y'all all right with us. Come spend some money with us now. So they allow us to shop in these white stores, and the thing about it, they wasn't shopping in black stores.
Right, they allowed that. He's talking about the rebuild, like after burning down Black Wall Street and the its counterparts across the nation, how they kind of made it look like, oh, we're integrating you. No, come shop with us. That way, the Black community can't really build that economic foundation because we may be shopping with other cultures, but other cultures don't shop with us. And then this is all leading into the rap. This is toward the end of the actual interview that we did. The same time when you are running psychological operations on people to make them devalue their own.
And they still are.
Like there's all these old sayings that you'll hear from older Black people, like a lot of Black people, the white man's ice is colder. Like stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? We both got an ice cube, but for some reason, because this white man has that ice cube, you want that ice.
And it's psychological for real. But to your point about what we can do for more opportunity, the opportunity is there. It's just us leading them. And for example, right, like what our youth found in that power. Like now you can become famous gang members, right?
Yeah.
Like the social media is so crazy. Like Chief Keef, and I'm a big Kanye West fan, but personally, I feel like Chief Keef was the most influential rapper out of Chicago.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you, but only because I'm just under a Kanye stan. So I'm not exactly a stan. I'm just under that.
Understandable. And why I said it is because the culture happened.
I must not have heard that one. I'm assuming he would have hopped in if he did. And for the people who may be in, Ide and I, he's one of the guests. He's backstage right now, or one of the co-hosts. He's backstage right now. We have a little bit of a Cold War going on because I continuously call him a Drake stan because he absolutely is a Drake stan. And I'm not actually a Kanye stan. I'm like below stan. I know quite a few Kanye stans. I'm like right below that. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play.
People shot video
to changed hip-hop.
To rap. It's like, and especially in Chicago, to the point now, you got shorties in neighborhoods who have people from different
Can you not hear it?
Talking about them.
Oh, yeah, because you're not in the actual live stream. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe hop in on StreamYard. All right, yeah, do that. I didn't realize that you couldn't hear it, which makes sense. I just didn't think about it. So I'm gonna hit play. Tyriggs is gonna join in on StreamYard
because they're in the streets.
In the UK, like right now, we could go on YouTube and we could watch Chicago people reacting to UK drill music. That does not happen without Chief
And it's
Keef. Crazy.
And in New York and UK don't want to acknowledge that, like, it's different. And they like the beats are different. I said, you heard a DJ L beat, original beat, that's what the UK drill is. Either sped up or slowed down. But I'm like, the drill culture, even the way they gang bang in different places now is crazy. You wasn't hearing people legit naming people, naming deaths, like, and it's not something to be proud of. You highlight all these things, but it's a Chicago thing. It is what it is.
Right, it's universal at this point.
But now we got shorties who don't even rap, who are well known in their hood because they shoot at niggas, and they're well known in a different country because they shoot at niggas. You will see fans online like, oh, that's what's his name. He got 6 bodies, and you will see whole documentaries and tapes talking about who shot who and when. what blew my mind from over east.
So I want to, we delve into a few different things. I don't want to spend too much time there because this is a full episode that people can go check out. It is called the Juneteenth. Let me actually get the name right. Oh, the Juneteenth Living Free-ish celebration. And I want to let him get into the last few minutes of this because this is where he actually talks about the event. American celebration that everybody takes part in. Understanding Juneteenth is when slavery was abolished. It's not like today where everything's on social media or there's a huge printing press everywhere, or none of that exists. So if nobody tells you, you don't really have any way to know if a courier isn't bringing you a notice or a letter. So Juneteenth is supposedly, because none of us were alive when the last of the people who were not in the know found out and shed those shackles, correct?
Right.
Okay. And that is why Black Americans seek it out to be. I don't think there's anything wrong with St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo, any of the days that we all binge drink. But what is the Black American celebration that everybody takes part in?
Exactly. And I think, as Black people, we don't acknowledge how much, and I get the struggle, but only we acknowledge how much we've overcome. Like, we've been attacked from every angle, from housing to education to policing to drugs in the community. Like, we've been attacked from our government from every angle.
Our enemies have conspired
Right.
against us.
Right.
Any thoughts on that, Ty Riggs, before I let it continue?
I could barely hear it. What was the point to make it? Like
that is so damn. I do not know why you can't hear it, and now that's concerning to me because now I don't know if the people who are viewing the live stream can't hear it. So now I'm confused.
I heard it when he was talking about the drill shit, but then when he was talking about Juneteenth, I couldn't really hear it.
Okay, I'm gonna hit play. Let me know if you can hear it. If you can't, I'm gonna just end this. We'll get into these topics real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this live stream. I think some of this has to do with me not having our full setup as we normally do. I want to get into these topics. We're gonna talk about this thought culture situation. If it's just me, you, and I tonight, then it's just gonna be me, you, and I having this conversation about this thought culture.
All right.
Oh, somebody definitely. Somebody said, "Oh, we're good now." Appreciate you, Lordy, and appreciate you, sir. So I'm gonna go back and play.
Every angle, and we still managed to fight through all that. That deserves to be celebrated, right? So it's a community event. We have the Shot Wrangler crew that's planning it, as well as Urban Mill Network, Royalty Productions, and Be the Black Service Number 3. These are just 4 nonprofits that are working on the event, but it's so many different nonprofits that be there. And
if you can pull together, a few of the organizers from each different group, we can set up another live stream closer to the event to really, maybe the weekend before to really, help you guys kick it off and let the people see what you guys got coming up. And then, if you guys will have us Mogul Minds will, come through as media and come through and do our
definitely, because none of the organizations are keeping any money, and it's not a fundraiser for us. Every dollar we raise through funds is going back to the event. So somebody from $300, oh, now I can do a face paint, or now I can do inflatables, or now I can buy more food, now I can buy school supplies. I mean, I work, nonprofits need money, but this is not a fundraiser for us. Every dollar we get goes back to the event. And I'm very transparent. So I normally send a list like, this is what we paid for with this money. This is where the money came from, this is how much we got.
Right.
That's just how I get down. And because of that, a lot of people have helped me over the past. My youth always need something. When you work with kids in Chicago, you're going to need money.
Right.
So I have fundraisers all the time, and people come through. I'm struggling a little bit this time. Last year we made like $4,000 in a week. I think that's because of the hype around being Black at the time. We had the George Floyd thing going on. You had the protest.
I can't remember the name of the politician, but he's saying never let a good tragedy go to waste.
Right. So during that time, like, it was easy to raise funds. Right now, I feel like everybody got PPP loans, and we feel blessed. We good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So how about the people who didn't get the PPP loan? Bless us.
Right. Because hey, I won't mind. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I think God want me to work for my money. Right. I wish my shit been paying it for 3 months. I guess it ain't meant for me. But I feel like right now, like, as the people, we got comfortable again because ain't nothing else got shot by police, and we're not in the social media or in the media realm. I guess in a day or two, use that lightly. Right. So it's been a struggle getting donations, but people have been coming through. Right now, vending tables are $50, but And if we are able to get enough money for the event, then we're gonna just give our table for free. You know what I'm saying? So we can give black businesses a chance to promote themselves to black people. Um,
And where is this event being held?
so it's at Scroom, and I probably pronounced that wrong. It's a middle school that's in the suburbs, and I make sure I give you the exact information. You know, when you post a link and stuff like that.
And this is going to be on June 19th.
It's on June 19th.
What day of the week is that?
It's Saturday.
It's a Saturday this
Yep,
year.
from 12 to 5.
Okay, so
You can
June
bring the
19th.
kids. You can come out. You know, we're gonna try to make the music as clean as possible. Um, the shorties might leave at a certain time, but it's a community event, man. It's for us to celebrate us. So however we could, and if you want to help and whatever, like it's not my event or the organization's event. It's our event, and we're just trying to give you a space and give you some guidelines to celebrate it.
All right, so that was Ricky Layfield. The name of the episode, you can find it on our YouTube. It's also streaming on the Mogul Minds Network channels, on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, or not iTunes, Apple Podcasts. I always do that because I don't differentiate. I'm gonna go ahead and end that screen share. We got a couple topics that we're gonna go ahead and get into. People always love to call me. I don't get phone calls all day on my personal phone, and then as soon as I go live, that's when people like to call me. So Ty Riggs, I'd if you are available and can hear, just let me know by turning your cam back on. Otherwise, Ty Riggs, it looks like it's me and you right now. Ty Riggs, I did want to touch on this outside comedy show number 2 that we got coming up here, hosted by you. I'm gonna find the page. It looks like Henry's hopping in, so let me go ahead and do this screen share to that screen. Share screen. All right, Henry, you are muted right now. I'd is working on a couple of things in the background. So I'm gonna stop his video unless he wants to turn it back on. Henry, your face is huge on screen, which is a terrible decision on our part. We're gonna change that. Ty Riggs, you are muted, sir. Henry, you happen to hop in at the prime time. We are actually getting ready to touch base on the outside comedy show number 2. We didn't really get into too many of our topics. I know you only got a certain amount of time before your session here tonight. Ty Riggs, this upcoming show, I'm gonna go find the event page for it. Can you tell the people a little bit about what we got coming up between the two of you?
Hey, we got 2 shows in one night. You can buy for both of these shows, or you could just buy a ticket for one of them. But it's the outside comedy show, presented by Mogul Minds, hosted by Ty Riggs. We have a decent lineup. It's a secret lineup. I don't want to tell y'all who we got coming through. It's a treat. We got some of the best comics in Chicago coming through. You know, we got I'm talking about some of the best. These are the people that make me laugh, and comedians don't laugh at shit damn near, unless they're trying to impress a girl. So yeah, I'm gonna be hosting it.
I'm showing them the page right.
Yeah, we're gonna have and I'm gonna reveal who's on the shows throughout the week, so y'all can know like what to look forward to. Friday, I'm pretty sure I have a list out for you guys, but right now I'm gonna keep it a little hush because I'm excited about this lineup, and of course, and I got a DJ for the first show. It's my homie DJ Skeezers. It's my boy. He gonna show out for the ones and twos. But yeah, come through. BYOB, BYOG. You feel me?
So yeah, it is most of our events, especially if they're outdoors, they are 420 friendly events. I am updating the bio of the episode right now to have the link to where to get the tickets. Henry, while you're in the background there, did you have anything for the people, for the listeners, know what to expect that Ty Riggs didn't already touch base on? I'm not even sure if this guy can hear me or what's going on there. Henry, you're muted if you are speaking.
I can hear you.
All right,
Can you hear
cool.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I couldn't hear Ty at all. I don't know, like you. I can hear you perfectly, but I couldn't hear Ty at all. But I'm sure you touched on most of it. We have our outdoor comedy show number 2 and number 3 coming up next Saturday. If you haven't been, to our first couple comedy events, they're lit, they're funny as hell. We got a dope lineup. Some of the best Chicago comics. And yeah, it's 420 friendly. Come through, check it out. BYOB. So you can bring your own bud, bring your own, beer, whatever you're trying to drink on. Come through and have a great time and enjoy great comedy. With some great company and great vibes. So slide through. If you missed the first couple, we're gonna have them all throughout the summer. So definitely come check us out.
Yeah, I'll play a little quick clip that we put together from the last one.
We get stupid, ain't forgetting why I do this shit. People suck on they consuming shit. Make them see how cold this movement is. Spazzing up somebody cool with this. They wanna feel like they knew what it is. I wanna stuff to the 2 for the kids. Teach on that 4 times no miss. Know how to miss. I see how cold it can get. Me and all the I just make kids got it wrote in my head. I do not go to forget, cause I so to remember. I be no don't get ahead. Envision my eyes getting red. Envision
Tyrix, I don't even know if you could hear that. Could you hear that?
I hear it.
All right, cool. So that was our just brief little snippet from our last outside comedy show. Here's a quick one from our paint and sip party that we just did, hosted by Bruce. Shout out to Bruce. It's his birthday, so he's probably beautiful morning. I didn't finish my statement. He's probably somewhere faded or something right now. But shout out to the homie. Happy birthday to Bruce. We had a phenomenal time. We did some grilling. Everybody who came through had a dope time. Everybody who came through says that, they definitely want to come back and check out more of our events. As usual, when people slide through, they have a great time. So I'll just show you guys some of the quick pictures that we took. We got them up on the Mogul Minds Instagram page. If you're not following us, definitely go check it out.
Beautiful morning, get the sun in my morning, babe.
We'll have more in the future.
Beautiful morning, get the sun in my morning, babe.
To the homie.
Henry, we have no idea what you said. You got to repeat yourself now, sir.
Oh no, I was just saying happy birthday to the homie Brewski. We definitely had a great time at Venus Tip. We're gonna have more in the future. Bruce is a phenomenal artist. I just want to say shout out, happy birthday to the Brody, man. Happy birthday. Hopefully out there.
And a great instructor, because it's really not easy to make people paint something, especially people who aren't painters, and it actually come out good for the majority of people. So yeah, off topic. While it's just us, like I said, we're short people today, and a lot of people wanted to comment on my post, all of which I did send invites to for them to join this live stream. People wanted to tell me how much let me end that screen share. People wanted to tell me how much they disagreed with what I had to say. It's funny, I actually just got a Facebook update. Oh, people are starting to respond to your Eventbrite event, which I don't know, maybe Tyrix, that was you. But like I say, we had I guess I posted something earlier or last night that kind of triggered people. So I did want to get into that a little bit. I don't know if how this connection is. Henry Ide, how you guys hearing me? Yeah, but that's because you joined through Zoom. That's because you joined through Zoom as opposed to StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard never works for me, so I just joined through Zoom.
So look, I know you only really got 10 minutes. I want to touch on this conversation because I think I'm probably going to end this stream early. I don't know if we're having issues or what it is. I'm a put up the actual thing that I said that triggered people. The post has been up like less than 24 hours, got like 83 comments, and with me being pushed out of a lot of people's algorithms, that argue that there's quite a bit of feedback there. I just think it's really interesting that people have so much to say on, you know, a Facebook post, but then, you know, when I ask them, oh, well, why don't you, you know, hop on the podcast? We can elaborate, even if you disagree. Even if I disagree with you, I would still like to have the conversation because it opens up the ability for us to further the conversation. People who, a lot of times, people tend to shun people they disagree with. I like to open up conversation with people that I disagree with because I would like to understand why it is people think what they think. So I think, you know, Henry, you may have seen the post. I'm going to go ahead and share it on the screen so that the listeners can see that. And I hate the way that I have to do this on here, but I'm going to make that bigger so that people can see it here. Oh, shit. The wrong event. But that is the event for the Juneteenth event. Looks like Ty Riggs is back in right on time. So Ty Riggs, I'm going to read this post. I know you're driving. This is the post that triggered a few people. I don't think that the viewers can see it. I'm going to try to make it the only thing on the screen so that they can see it, but I still think it's not. I don't like the way that this is. All right, so for those that can't read it, oh shit, that is something completely different. Those are my photos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Facebook does not make it. I never use Facebook desktop. It's super annoying.
It is.
But I'm going to go ahead and read this off. Henry, you're in the background here. So long story short, this is what I posted that triggered a few people. I think, actually, where is it? Let me make sure to put this. Let me create a banner for it. So the topic is thought culture ruining relationships in society. I'm going to elaborate here shortly. All right. So, Ty Riggs, I know you are a male feminist. So we may disagree here, but I'll read off to you the post. The post says, I think the over-sexualizing of women in society is one of the worst things that has happened to community. How many hot girl summers y'all actually got left? Is the first question. What's next? Are responsible men just supposed to settle down with a woman knowing her body count is astronomical? Knowing you can buy her nudes for $7 to $20. Why is modesty lame? When does the party end and duty begin? All these celebrities and influencer women are selling society a dream. Society just forgot nightmares are dreams too. So people did comment on my post. If I wanted to, I'm pretty sure that I could share it since it's on my post. I just don't feel like blocking people's names and doing all this other extra activity. So based on what I just read, Henry, Ty Riggs, I want to get you guys' opinions on that and what you guys think about this current, I would call it thought culture, but you guys, can call it what you choose.
Well, I mean, I think you pretty much hit on the head when it's you're saying that that pop culture is selling our people a dream in general, men and women, but definitely if we're on the women's subject, it's known that men do not want to be. It is not. We don't actually know because at this point most men aren't asking that question anymore, like what's your body count or anything like that. But just off strength, like off of just a logical human being. Most men do not want a female with a high body count who are, having, 7 hot girl summers in a row. And you ask how many hot girl summers do they have left? And the answer is it depends on how old they are, but sometimes they have a lot because you see women going to their 40s and 50s living like this. So
because they get hornier in their 30s.
Connect in our society, man, between what men's role should be and women's role should be, and that's just it comes from the top, it's a clear agenda through our music, through different forms of media that they're push this agenda for that kind of just mess up the roles of different genders. And men are messed up too, man. Men out here are allowing this to happen because men are paid $7 to $20 for these girls' OnlyFans photos, and subscribing to people's OnlyFans, and thousands of girls' inboxes saying the same thing. So I mean, I think men have allowed it to get to this point, but also we have to blame both sides, honestly, because the women are also succumbing to this. So there's just a huge disconnect right now between men and women in our society, I believe, and those are all fucked up.
Yeah. Before I elaborate anymore, Ty Riggs, you as a male feminist, how did you feel about that comment?
You want me to be a male feminist. Honestly, I'm just the ally, and I'm pro-ho because I'm not the type of nigga that I don't adhere to gender roles. Like, what the fuck? Motherfuckers got jobs when they come out the pussy and shit just based on their genitalia. I'm like, if a bitch want to be a coal miner, then whatever. But like, as far as sexualizing women, that's been happening since the beginning of time. Selling pussy is the oldest occupation in the world. If anything gonna sell, is pussy. And
this is
sex.
facts.
Sex is gonna sell for sure. People are horny.
Yeah.
Shit. And I don't like. Also, I've learned that you go for what you want. Honestly, like, there are women that are ready to get married. There are modest women, but the quote unquote responsible dudes don't want those hoes because those pussies are stale. The bitches don't know how to do nothing. They don't want to do nothing. They want to be barefoot in the kitchen making babies. But what niggas want for real is one of them stripper hoes to like hop off her pole, get in the kitchen, cook something up, have a couple of kids, and be cool. When it doesn't work like that. Once a bitch is a free spirit, she a free spirit. It's whatever. I don't care myself, because if a chick gonna let me fuck, we gonna fuck. We gonna hang out. I like a chick's personality. I like a chick who's independent, who can think for herself instead of always has her mind on like these what is that? Respectability politics and shit. Like, as far as body count, I don't ask, because 8 times out of 10, my body count gonna be bigger than whatever girl I'm talking to. And I'm not gonna...
Okay, hold on. So I gotta stop you there. And I don't even like that you tried to get that off. Here is why, for a multitude of reasons. Side note, Rebecca Jones said like 2 minutes ago when you were talking, she said interesting times we're living in. Rebecca Jones, I agree with you. Now, I don't know what side of this conversation you're on, but I do agree with you. These are interesting times. The reason that I don't believe that the average promiscuous man, I don't believe his numbers are anywhere near the average promiscuous woman. Here is why I believe what I believe. I worked in nightlife a little bit, right? And in working nightlife, I saw a lot of people who would be at the club literally every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Monday for industry night. And let's take some of the guys and some of the women who would be in there all the same days. Most of the guys would only leave with what were called bottle rats, girls who literally just hang around the club waiting for guys who get bottle service. And, they drink their bottles. They may or may not leave with them. And then the girls now, though the women who are, club rats, these girls I would see, let's say they're in the club 10 times a month, right? They might leave with somebody once or twice a month. Let's call it twice, right? And this is me lowballing all these numbers. So twice a month for a year, right? Tyrese, we're talking about 25 in a year. 95% of men are not getting 25 bodies in a year. Now, 25 bodies in a year for 4 years, Tyrese, we're only talking about from the time she gets her fake ID at 19 till she's 22, 23, right? For 4 years, she got 100 bodies, right? If she just keeps this activity up. Are you gonna tell me, like, let's say 20, right? She just does 20 bodies in the year. Like, are you gonna tell me that over the course of 4 or 5 years, you think the average guys out here, even promiscuous men, you think that they got those types of numbers under their belt?
Yeah. Cause
No.
I've got those type of numbers under my belt. Like, it doesn't have to see you thinking about the nightlife. There's online dating, there's meeting people in person. I'm in entertainment. I'm cute and I'm funny. So like girls are going to be drawn with me even if I don't want them to be drawn to me. Like there's girls that be like, oh my God, you're adorable. Can I get a hug? And then it leads from one thing to another. I could like DM a chick and be like, she'll be like, oh, I've been waiting for you to hit me up type shit. Like there's so much things. First off, women have terrible game. So the amount of dick you think they're getting, they might not be getting. Those dudes they leave with, they might fuck around, throw up. They might fall asleep on the way to the motherfucking crib. They might lose interest and be like, look, just drop me off at home because you just said something stupid. There's so many shit. Sometimes the dude loses interest and just drops the bitch off. It's so
come
many
on,
like,
Ty Riggs. How frequently is that happening?
See, a lot. Things don't happen as like in the movies or as how you see from where you see it in the club to when they get to the house. Not everybody is fucking. A lot of people get too drunk. A lot of people get too high. A lot of people might niggas dick stop working, or the girl might not be feeling it, and the dude can't insert it, and they be like, you know what? We'll try this another time, and they probably never hear from each other again. There's so many different factors and different things that happen. And as a promiscuous dude, like a lot of this shit has happened to me, where like you think you about to smash this bitch at the end of the night, and she has you drop off at her boyfriend's house, or like she throw up in your fucking car. Now you trying to like get her home so that she could be safe and sick instead of like at your crib waking up not knowing what the fuck is going on. It's and honestly like club rats, that's such a small percentage of chicks that's going. I'm like
no. Hold on. So I get that. I'm saying so after I left the club, I worked at a gym for I don't know 3-4 years. So and I would argue that more people were damn near fucking in the gym than in the club. Now, that being said, a woman who wants to be promiscuous, who chooses thought life, I think that a woman who chooses that lifestyle has way more opportunity than a man who would like to have that lifestyle, because men, by and large, if a woman's average and up, so a 5 and up, odds are she can, if we're not talking serious relationship, if we're not talking anything that involves getting to know her personality and all these different things, I think that her odds are way better than 70% of men. I think we're gonna take out gay men. Obviously, they don't count because they're not trying to have sex with women. All right. And then morbidly obese guys. The numbers just aren't there for them. They can't really do it. Like the physics behind it don't really make a whole lot of sense. And then
because they got game and they pay what they weigh.
No, I'm saying morbidly obese. I know a lot of fat guys that have no problem with women, but fat guys also understand that they have to have money. Right. By and large, majority of fat men that I know, they like, you got to be the man if you're fat. You know what I'm saying? You got to be funny. You got to be witty. You got to have money. I think with women who choose to be promiscuous, their odds are just better at their ability to have sex, because it's not a lot of work. Ty Riggs, right now, if a 7 hits you in your inbox, I don't know where you are, but if it's not going out of your way right now and a 7 hits you like, hey, big head, what you doing tonight? Slide through. You're probably gonna slide through, Ty Riggs. Tell me I'm lying.
It depends. I am a curve. I'm a curver. I most definitely be like, nah, not tonight type shit if I'm not feeling it.
Is that a strategic part of your game?
No, sometimes I'm feeling it, sometimes I'm not. I be horny, but it's like maybe I'm not horny for you, or like you hit me up at the wrong time. I'm trying to kick it with my boys and shit. Like when pussy is like flooded in and you have options as a dude, you can say no, and then like the girl will be pissed off and not fuck with you again, or she just gonna wait her turn. Like a lot of girls go for what they can't get. A lot of
this is we just saw this with Lizzo and Captain America, right? That shit is absurd. I do think to some degree we are focusing on a surface level aspect of the conversation, because it was a much deeper conversation, actually, wherein what I'm really talking about is at the end of the day, the purpose in relationships, by and large, people want to get married, right? People want to build families. You were just saying you're a proponent of hoeing, right? Like you are a supporter of hoeing. I can't remember the exact verbiage you used. I think it was funny though.
Yeah, I'm pro ho. I'm a thought myself. I don't really
Pro ho. Okay,
so
so those same hoes, right? You're pro ho. Those same hoes, these same girls that you're talking about, like they got the numbers that you got, these girls with these astronomical body counts, these girls with over 60, 70, 80 bodies. And at that point, can you actually remember all of them? These girls who decided to have hot girl summer before hot girl summer was a thing, and their hot girl summer extended all year. Do you now think that they are equal when it comes to relationship material, just as equal as the girls who may have lived more of a modest lifestyle, may have had 2 or 3 flings, 2 or 3 longer term relationships, and their body count isn't astronomical? It's more reasonable for their life experiences. Do you think that they're the same level of wifey material as far as, well, there we go. We can use Kevin Samuel words, sexual marketplace value.
That's, I mean, if they move the right way, like everybody can be equal. Because, like,
that's,
if you have,
I don't agree with that premise at all.
Well,
I don't agree with
like,
that premise that everyone can be equal.
One of my top 5 rules is don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes love hoes, but they want to adhere to respectability politics. So it's like a hoe might want them, and he'd be like, "Oh no, I heard that you had sex with more than 5 dudes. I don't like that." And then it's like, but he'll go and try and fuck with this virgin bitch and get mad that she can't fuck because she don't got no experience, or she only been fucking like one dude for 6 years and she just got out of a relationship.
Come on, Tyrese. What percent? And I'm not going to put this on anybody. I don't think it's a very large percentage of women over the age of 16 in today's America that are virgins. I don't think that the average man is looking for a virgin. I think that, maybe 60, 70 years ago, motherfuckers are thinking like that. Maybe 30, 40 years ago, people are thinking like that. I don't think that the average man is looking for a virgin. I actually said this earlier to someone who brought up that same point. But what I do think is a lot of men who want to build a family, who want to have a relationship, a lot of men don't want to be with a woman whose nudes you can buy for $7, $10, $15 online. And a lot of women today view men's opinions on these things as trying to control them. If a man says, "Hey, I don't really think that you have to post half naked pictures online all the time," a lot of women aren't going for that shit today because they need the attention. They want that attention. I think that these things end up leading to single motherhood in a lot of situations, destabilized homes in a lot of situations, or just failed relationships in a lot of situations. And I think it's kind of reckless for us to act as though the majority of men don't care about a woman's body count. I think that is just a lie. And at the end of the day, I got no dog in this race. I'm married. I got mine. I'm off the market, right? So she can't continue to rack up her body count.
As a single nigga who's seen both sides, like I've seen the hoes and I've seen like the conservative women who are very modest and very closed in. You have to niggas want to go after bitches that look like they sell pussy, or girls that are popular enough where if they put out an OnlyFans, they can be popular. If I date a chick with an OnlyFans, that just means she can pay for the dates. Because
assuming that she wants to take on that role.
She don't have to ask me for nothing. Shit, she gonna have to. The bitch making extra bread. Don't try to sit here and make extra money off your pussy and then like expect me to still pay the majority of shit, because I can't put my dick on the internet and get money for it. So and also like it's like what niggas see your girlfriend naked. Niggas have seen people's girlfriends naked since the beginning of the time. So it's like you mad
No,
because
not
some
not.
dude.
It's not even close to the. It's not even close to comparable
Look,
because
there's plenty of
it's accessible on the internet.
It's accessible on the internet, but there's plenty of dudes who are dating a girl whose girlfriend probably sent more nude pictures for free to niggas that she didn't talk to on Tinder than paid for it on OnlyFans. There's plenty
Okay,
of
but
dudes
like
that,
following your train of thought, right? As long as he doesn't ask and she doesn't exhibit that type of behavior, he doesn't know, right?
yeah, because
But
what is wife material? What is relationship material? All right, is it only like you have to keep your pussy on lock until we meet type shit, or is it personality? Is it can you cook? Can you clean? Can you take care of a household? Do you have your bills squared? Is your credit good?
okay, that's fair, right? Okay, so let's go down that road then. I cook better than the overwhelming majority of adults, women included. I've yet to meet a woman that wasn't a professional chef or culinary arts student at some point in her life that cooks better than me that was under the age of 35. And that's probably since I've been like 16. All right. So, and anyone who knows me knows that I'm not like just gassing myself up or whatever. The only reason I didn't go to culinary art school is because honestly, they wanted like 40 some shit $1,000 a quarter. So I was like, okay, that shit's dead.
Yeah.
So most of them can't do that. Most of them aren't homemakers. They like because a lot of women, especially in the urban community, grow up to single moms who had to work.
Okay, so the only reason you haven't met any homemakers is because they're at home. There's plenty of girls I've wanted to talk to or I've talked to when I was a teenager and like young adult that were wifey material. And where are they now? Married. The girl I dated that I had sex with first that I wanted was not on that whole shit. Most beautiful girl in the world. I love that bitch to this day. She is married with 2 kids right now. Happy. Then there's like plenty of girls that I really didn't think of talking to that were just hot. And I knew they was going. They still going. And they single mothers. OnlyFans didn't start this whole trend of like, I don't want to be with a chick that has an OnlyFans. Single motherhood came from dudes who forced the
no.
like,
hold on. I don't want you to argue a straw man point. I'm not saying that OnlyFans is creating single mothers. What I'm saying is glorifying thought culture. So 3rd and 4th wave feminism, shit like Amber Rose's slut walk, telling women, oh, it doesn't matter how many sexual partners you have, you can still get married and all these other things. It is possible, yes, but it's not probable. And for us to sit here and lie like it is, especially, I'm 30 right now. I'll be 31 later this year. You're a little bit older than me. Especially as we get older. Once a woman reaches the age of 35, the odds of her getting married drop drastically. And then it continues to go down as she gets older. So if a woman was 2 years ahead of me in high school and she's still hot girl summering it out here, what are the odds that she's gonna be fulfilled and have a good relationship? What are the odds of something like that?
That's probably not her priority. If she wants to get married, she will change that priority, probably move to another city, find her a nigga that likes her, and settle down. That's what women do.
So what you're saying then is she has to go somewhere completely different where people don't know her history. If it's acceptable, why would she need to do that, Tyrix?
Because niggas is bitch made. Niggas be like, niggas will fuck a chick once, and all of a sudden, like, now she a hoe. And then any other dude that he sees her with, he wants to be like, hey, bro, I don't want to be that guy, but man, she sucked the fuck out my dick one time. And now that runs into the dude's head. That's some bitch made shit.
I agree that is beta male bitch activity. I've never done no shit like that. I don't think you've ever done any type of shit like that. I think that that's weak beta male activity. I don't agree with that. Now, suppose that's not the case, right? Because it's easy to say, oh, what if it's literally as simple as this woman is extremely promiscuous and she has a lot of bodies because of sexual liberation. She's 27 years old. She's been doing a new body every other month since she was 20. That's a lot of bodies, Ty Riggs. And a lot of men are just not comfortable with that. Also, statistically, the more sexual partners a woman has, the less likely she is to be able to stay married and happy. That's not really my opinion. That's just the way that it pans out. And women are filing the majority of these divorces and splits, right? And a lot of that, we could get into because they're incentivized to do so by the way that, Uncle Sam set these things up. But either way, at the end of the day, I don't see what value thought culture brings to humanity in general, but then the way that men value women, what men want from women. If men want relationships with women and women want relationships with men, should we then not care about what both sides want? Like, we should care about what our partners want in these women. Shouldn't the women care about what we want as men? And men just don't. The average man does not want a woman with a ton of bodies. Would you say that that's correct or no?
Yeah, but the average man, which is a broad term, the average man can't make a girl come.
I like, that's not something that I know to be true or false. I only know my performance, and that's, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. See, you're above average. You've handled business. You know what a female orgasm feels like. There are dudes who walk around just because he's got bodies under his belt that feels like he's the shit when he's never made a bitch nut. He's never
would that be so big of a deal if she didn't have all these different sexual partners?
That's the thing. If a girl has, I like girls who are in tune with their bodies. Mm-hmm. If they know what makes them feel good and what doesn't make them feel good. Because there's some girls that'll just lay there and take dick just because of daddy issues or whatever trauma she's had from a younger age. Right. But if a girl knows what she likes, she will be more in tune to going after what she likes. Girls who don't know what they like will go for anything because they're still trying to figure themselves out based on their past and how they deal with needing validation.
I think that that's kind of insulting to say that because a woman hasn't had a bunch of sexual partners, she doesn't necessarily know what she likes and is susceptible to anything. I just don't think that that's true. I know a lot of women and from all different walks of life. And it really doesn't matter. I don't think background matters. I don't think a lot of different things, but that trauma is a common factor in these girls that you see taking a ton of bodies. Like, all that being said, I just don't think that you have to do a ton of bodies to understand what you like, to know yourself. Is 5 bodies not enough to know yourself? Is 3 bodies not enough to know yourself? Why do you have to do 25 plus bodies to actually know yourself?
Well, it's not a quantity thing, it's a quality. Also, like I said, women go after the dudes that usually don't want them. A dude that's like, to them, in their mind, is hard to get. Like, you see a bad bitch and you go after her and she don't want you. But she'll be going after a nigga that you feel is lame, but that nigga feels like he's too good for her. So it's an ending cycle of like just trying to catch that one person. And then sometimes along the way, they find one person who is like, all right, we can fuck one time for the fun time. And they fuck. And I feel like, I'm impartial to like the whole like body count thing again, because like,
so what you're saying is there is no limit of bodies. So like right now you would marry Pinky, the porn star.
Hell yeah, I love Pinky the boo.
Okay.
And she a businesswoman. It'd be different. See, there's women who be fucking and all they come back with is a wet ass and a bad attitude.
Pinky so somebody with half the bodies Pinky has, but no money to show for it. You're okay with that?
Think about it. No. See, the thing is, we don't know how many bodies Pinky got, because honestly, all her scenes, she really rotated between 10 dudes. 10 different dudes, all dudes that we all know in the porn industry. So that's just 10 bodies.
No. That's 10 on-camera bodies. We have to assume that she also has whatever the average number of bodies a woman her age has.
I mean, if
so
she's fucking for work,
plus 10 bodies.
If she's fucking for work, I don't know if she will be out here fucking for fun. Also, like, her and her coworkers have pretty good time. They could probably be fucking off camera too. But like, yeah, it's like the porn industry is something different. You can't really count that, because there are porn stars that retire and are married. There's Kitten. You remember Kitten?
No, hold on one second. So David just hopped in. Gucci just hopped in. So let me just catch him up real quick. So David, the conversation we were having is about the way that thought culture is glorified today. And Ty Riggs was saying that no amount of bodies matters to him, essentially. And
you brought up I came at a great time because I wanted to get in on this.
Right. So what Ty Riggs is basically trying to sell to our listeners is that he likes to glorify women that are more promiscuous because he likes his odds with them. And he was just saying that
it's not.
He was just saying that he would marry. All right, so David, your background's a little bit loud. I'm gonna mute you while Ty Riggs talks. Ty Riggs, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna say that, like, a girl with a lot of bodies will figure it out if that's what she wants. But a woman who wants to get married will get married. I know plenty of women who got married, not because they got a lot of bodies, but because they found a dude they like that makes the amount of money and treats them the way they want to be treated, and they settle down with them. No cheating, no nothing.
Okay. What do those men get? Because it sounds like a bad deal to me. Your body count's astronomical. You couldn't even practice sexual maturity or sexual responsibility, because people, like, we're also taking into account for all of these bodies that you say the number doesn't matter. Every time you have a new partner, what are the odds that every single time you're practicing safe sex? So for every new partner that you have, you're opening yourself up to not only kids being born, but also all types of infections and diseases that you could pass on. You could be how many women have HPV?
Here.
Yeah,
let me swap. Okay, so David, you were saying.
I couldn't hear what Ty Riggs was saying. But
that's weird. I don't know why y'all can't hear Ty Riggs.
To me, the unprotected sex, at a first meet or whatever, to me, it's 80% that people don't use condoms. 80%. And I kind of fall on that factor a little bit. I'm not gonna lie about it.
I don't think that number's that high. The reason you can't hear Ty Riggs is because he's not also in the Zoom. That's why you would need to hear it.
Let me go to StreamYard. I'm gonna go to StreamYard.
Yeah, go ahead and go to StreamYard. All right. So Ty Riggs, as you were doing all this glorifying of thotting, you were saying,
it's
like,
not glorifying, but the thing.
Help me understand what glorifying thought culture helps.
Be hoes. It doesn't help too much. All right, here's what it helps. It helps women be happy enough to find, based on like respectability politics. You can't wear that, or people are gonna not like you. You can't look like this. You can't this. You can't that. And so that you want bitches to dress up like Mormons or nuns and shit, and expect them to be happy with their body shape, or like you have to look a certain way, or you have to act a certain way, or you won't find somebody to like you, type shit. Mm-hmm. Like glorifying thought culture, or like freeing like that whole stigma behind like having sex. Women will be more comfortable like when they have sex. None of that shy shit, none of that not having no game because they want a dude to like approach them, none of that dumb shit. Like they'll be more open to finding a man that they like, talking to him, and figure something out instead of just throwing themselves into the shark tank and being torn apart by the sharks and then wondering why, you know, I can't
They got ripped apart
because I look exactly because they got ripped apart.
before they got to asking why is the reason why these guys aren't with them or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, housewives are in the house. Girls who want to get married and prioritize being married.
Tyriggs, that's not true. Here's why. Housewives are in the house. Housewives are not the ones getting married. Because if they are housewives, then they're already married. All these women have to meet these men somewhere. I met my wife in college. A lot of men meet their wives in college. A lot of men meet their wives on the job.
Or high school, whatever the case may be.
70s, college, in 60s and 70s, college was where women went to find their husbands. It was like, if you want a successful life, to be a wife and have kids with a man who will take care of you and your family, you go to college and you get you a man, and then y'all get married, and then y'all have these kids. That's how it was back in
That's how it was back then. Yes.
But like, and like as time progressed, like people, it's all about proximity. Because work. You spend most of your time at work, 8 hours a day. You're tired as fuck when you get home. You don't really feel like going out to the club and shit, or going out to meet people type shit. When you work all fucking day, you wake up in the morning, you work your ass off. So
right, but that goes in a sense of
course you going.
You can't say that to a single person though, male or female or whatever the case may be, because even if they work those 8 hours, they're like, nah, we're gonna go turn it up because they're not in a relationship, they're not married. You know what I'm saying? They're single in a sort of sense. I get what you're saying in a like me right now. I just finished up, installing a exhaust fan in my house. I was gonna go to the studio. I was gonna meet up with Isaiah. I'm just like, bro, I'm not. I'm like, I'm honestly ready to go home, go shower, and lay down. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I get what you're saying.
So here's the thing, though. One of his things was, married women or women who are getting married, wifey material, they're in the house. That's not true. They got to meet men somewhere.
They get married.
They're just not having sex with every man that they meet.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Because they met the dude they wanted early. They met the man they wanted early.
No, false. Have you never dated a woman who was more conservative by nature, maybe a Muslim woman, or have you never dated a woman? When was the last time you actually dated a woman?
Hold on, that's you need to ask that question first.
Yes, I've dated a lot of women who prioritized relationships and longevity, and I broke up with them because I don't want that. I know what I want.
Okay.
Fair, Tyriggs.
Exactly. So it's like, those women are looking for a husband, but see,
every woman is looking for a husband.
Not every woman.
Wait, hold on.
Because not every man.
The ones that aren't broken. The ones that aren't broken. The ones that have been.
We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, in a sort of sense, but
no. So I'm not even gonna pick up who's broken and who's not. Right? That's a whole different conversation. But
I had
to. in all reality, right? The overwhelming majority of heterosexual women, at some point in time, ideally, they want marriage and possibly kids.
Yes,
my question is, okay, fine. If that's what you want, and all you have to bring to the table is a laundry list of bodies and other trauma from guys and past relationships that you've had that didn't work out, and you don't have the skills or want to do the stuff that wives of past generations did, how do you expect for a man who wants a wife to put up with you?
Times have changed. Women are making
the
same amount or more money than niggas. So it's a power struggle anyway. So even if a girl is conservative, she not gonna put up with no bullshit because she spent all the time that she could have spent fucking building up to like get her master's degree. Now she's got this job where most of the dudes that's interested in her can't stack up. A lot of these niggas can't.
They can't.
You got this dude will have the dude might have a factory job, or he might be doing something. He might be making money, but he's not making as much money as her and her 8 years worth of college.
Okay, now
So
just so you guys know, while we're on this part of the conversation, and I want to make sure people are aware of this. One, on average, women make less money than men, and it's not because men got better. Men, on average, work more hours than women, take way more dangerous jobs like ice road trucking and all this other goofy.
You're talking about physique and
right. And then, in addition to both of those things, all these women who do go get these PhDs, by and large, women tend to want who have at least what they have or a little bit more. Most women today don't really want to grow with a man. I was lucky enough to find a woman younger in my life that saw my potential and was willing to give me an opportunity to grow. A lot of women don't want to do that, especially as they get older. Fine. It's okay to want what you want.
Yeah.
Simple matter of the fact is, though, 70% of those women that you were just talking about, these high-earning professional women, 70% of them aren't going to get married. So
no, because they're already. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Like, so at the end of the day, what you're saying is true, Ty Riggs. But if they're gonna go out and go get these PhDs, these master's degrees, become these high-earning women, they also need to understand that. Okay, but men don't give a shit about a woman's money because you can't spend it. It's not yours to spend. That's not one of the ways that we build value on a woman.
Or nor the way we think, unless you're a simp. Unless you're a simp. That's the only way. I can't do that.
So it's not something that men value.
No, the way you're saying it, yeah, I don't value that. Hey, Tyrese, neither do I don't mind it either. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it either.
I don't mind it at all. Wife's going for her masters now, but I'm not looking for her to be a provider.
Yes, exactly. You know, because
to go back to school, I'd be fine with that too. I'm not looking for a woman to take care of me.
No.
At the end of the day, I'm going to make sure that me and my family are good. That's what I feel like my gender role is. And that's
as a man, that's what you should be doing. As a man, that's how I was taught. As a man, and the way my father, my uncles have taught me, you know what I'm saying, is to take care of the family.
Right.
No matter what, in a sort of sense. You know, respect.
There's a large influx. But there's a large influx of men who are raised by women, and their fathers don't teach them those type of core values.
You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, Ty Riggs.
My birth father never taught me anything productive at all. Only thing he would tell me is, if you date a woman, make sure you have a backup plan. That's it. That's the only thing he ever told me.
Okay.
My dad.
So Ty Riggs, do you think the solution then should be to perpetuate that cycle? Or there's a saying, strong men create good times create weak men create bad times. Why would we perpetuate a cycle where we know kids from 2-parent households do better statistically in every way, shape, and form? Keep in mind, I'm not shitting on single mothers. My mom was a single mom.
Mogul minds or us, we do not do that.
I'm not doing. My mom was a single mom. My parents were divorced.
My mom's a single mom right now too.
I never once woke up in the crib and both my parents were there. I'm 30. That has never happened in my life. So I'm not sitting here shitting on single women. I just don't like the fact that we're pretending as though this thought culture doesn't have negative impacts on society.
Oh, it has a big negative impact beyond belief. This is why I'm glad that I got onto this part of the live cast, because I'm like, yes, it is. It absolutely is, because these women are just like, okay, I'm doing this for myself. My son or my children don't need my man or their father or the man, because I got it all. What do you mean you got it all? How do, as a woman, and I'm not disrespecting the women, the single women that are raising, boys on themselves. How do you raise him to be a man? How do you raise him to how?
Not one of us here.
None of us can answer that. None of us can answer that.
Hold on, David.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Tyreek, hold on. I do want to say this, and I want to let you reply. Not one of us on this stream right now, not one of us, if any of us had daughters and we were single dads, the best possible job we could do is to teach them to be responsible adults. But not one of us could teach them how to be a woman, because not one of us knows how to be a woman. None of us are women. It goes the same way, vice versa.
Right. Even though that I've been, majority of my family, women dominate my family. You know what I'm saying? Like my uncle had 4 daughters. You know what I'm saying? Trying for a son, got 4 daughters. My sister had, a son. My youngest aunt had two sons. But majority of the whole entire family, women dominate my family. I feel the women, because, my cousin, we all talk, you know what I'm saying? Like we all connect somehow, some way, but absolutely correct. We cannot teach as a man to teach a daughter to be a woman. It's just like a woman can't teach a boy to be a man. It's difficult because, and no disrespect to any transgender. Not, I mean, you can't. Even if you're transgender, that you're a woman being a man and trying to teach a boy, you can't. No disrespect whatsoever. But it's the mentality. It's like with Kobe right now, and it's just real short. He cries for his mom. He cries for me, and I mean, it's fake cry. It's like, come pick me up, because he just turned 1. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as my voice hits a certain bass, be like, hey, chill out. He chills out. He's not whining no more. He's not trying to be grabby, upon me or my sister. You know what I'm saying? Because
my son does the same thing. Like a lot of the
you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And children know it is something that it's almost biological. Like they know. But that's neither here nor there. I did want to let Tyrese get what he was saying off about. He was about to say something about. I think that a woman, a single mother, can teach her son to be a responsible adult.
Yes, definitely.
She can teach him how to be the man that she would like to be with, but she can't teach him to be a man.
You can't, bro.
She can put her son in a position to be around men that she feel are men. Because a lot of fathers or a lot of dads or sperm donors are fuck niggas. Like, you can't,
agreed.
Like, just because a woman is a single mother doesn't mean that she's keeping the dad away. Like some dads, shit, and he's not gonna teach nothing important. A lot of my homies are cool with their dads. They dads were gangbangers, drug dealers. Now my niggas is dead because they listen to their father. So it's like
now hold on, Tyreeks. Hold on 1 second, Tyreeks. Don't you think at some point in that scenario, because I agree with you, I got a lot of homies whose dads wasn't shit too. Don't you think at some point, maybe, just maybe, because none of us have final say so over whether or not a child gets born. Don't you think
sometimes
that
they do? A lot of niggas get women to keep the baby because it's like, oh, that's my child, that's my blood. Like my homie did that, and then he didn't raise. He's not raising the child. A lot of niggas will complain.
Your homie's a piece of shit.
There's plenty of niggas that do that. A lot of kids are born because the dude doesn't want her to abort the baby.
Okay, so at what point?
I'm dating a girl that has a son. All right. This guy is not involved in his life whatsoever. None whatsoever, in a sort of sense. And when I mean none whatsoever, I mean mentally teaching him how to be a boy or teaching him how to be a man in a sort of sense. I had to correct him because he left the toilet seat up. He's been living with his mom for 8 years. Respectfully, you put the seat down when you pee. No matter what. I don't care who you are. All right. If you're a guy, and I had to correct him, bro. He was just like, my mom could do it herself. Whoa! What do you mean? You picked up the toilet seat, you peed, and you expect your mom to put it down?
So here's the thing, but not to go too far off Tyreek's point, because what he's saying is a lot of the reason for this stuff is because so many men just ain't shit. And my whole thing about that
is what I'm reiterating on it. I'm topping it.
I agree that a lot of men aren't shit. I think that a lot of women who've had a lot of sexual partners, to circle back to your conversation, Ty Riggs, a lot of time choose to. I'm gonna mute you here, David, because you're loud. You're super loud in the background. A lot of why would you procreate with this human? You know he's not shit. He literally has zero ambition. Nothing about him outside of you wanting to be sexually pleased by this man leads you to believe that you should give this man a child. Why would you bring a child into a situation that's only going to make his life harder? He's way more likely to go to jail. He's way more likely to not finish college or
that
not
goes
finish
back
school.
to your point. That goes to your point about women wanting to help a nigga grow. Like, a lot of women see potential in these dudes, and like they will stick with this dude, and they will let him nut in them, and then when the baby comes, that's when the ain't shitness comes out, because the dudes don't like dealing with the hormone changes, the body changes, all these different things that come with pregnancy, and they're like, fuck it, I'm out. Or like,
so based on your logic, adult women who make these decisions have zero accountability today. It's all on the men.
Nah, fuck no. They all have accountability.
No. I'm just going based on Tyrik's conversation thus far.
It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango, and a lot of these women make mistakes. Mistakes happen. We're human. It happens. But it's like we try to make it seem like, oh, because she caught a lot of bodies, she don't know how to make good decisions on what a man is. But then you said before, like, she doesn't want, like, a lot of women don't like to see a man grow, or like they don't see potential. But like, yeah, a lot of chicks have seen like my potential and wanted to like grow with me, but I didn't want that because it's just like I'm on my own path.
That was you at that time. That's
you to take the path that.
Yeah, but that was you, right?
Well, I can get what he's saying, because he didn't want. It's like they were expecting him to be this way, but it's like, nah, I'm not this way.
He didn't want a relationship.
Right. But they have expectancy. Every woman has expectancy, bro.
Yeah, but the simple matter of the fact that if a man is honest enough to tell you,
because if you get with a right woman. Yeah, if you get with the right woman, you get jobs, you get opportunities, you meet people you wouldn't have met either by yourself or around the people that you hang out with. But the thing is, if you're not the right kind of nigga, then you will fuck up that situation and think like, oh, you would just
it's her fault.
Brush that off. Because a lot of
it ain't your fault. It ain't the dude's fault, but it's their fault, right?
So Vino just hopped in, Vino hopped in, but he's on Zoom. Vino, you might have to pull up the stream in your background so that you can actually hear these guys, because I'm the only one in on the Zoom call.
I can completely understand you, brother.
And Ty Riggs are in on this conversation right now. Ty Riggs, Vino, you may or may not agree with him. You got a child. Were you listening to the conversation, Vino, prior to hopping in? We can't hear you, Vino. You're muted.
Vino, go to StreamYard or.
Go ahead, let me get on StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely do that. Definitely do that.
About to.
But
all right.
Ty Riggs, I feel you. I get what you're saying. I mean, in a open kind of conversational of how you're placing it, I can see what you're saying. I agree with it in a sort of sense, because it's your feelings, your opinions, and whatnot. I have my own opinions because everyone's different. Everyone goes to things differently.
Yeah,
I mean, look, as a nigga who's don't have kids but seen like either girls that I liked or talked to at one point end up with kids with fuck niggas, or I used to be cool with fuck niggas, and the fuck niggas ended up giving kids to chicks that otherwise would have been great, would have been better off without that kid. Like, there's so much different factors. There's so many different nuances. Nothing is.
Bro, it's just like
it's really just.
It's like me moving. It's like me moving my sister and Kobe over here.
You keep saying Kobe, so your sister and your nephew, but
my sister and my nephew.
we're live, and
I get the whole fuckboy thing. I completely understand the whole fuckboy thing. I'm not with it.
Okay, I agree with all of you guys. I don't ever agree with a man who shirks his responsibilities, especially when there are other lives at play. My issue with the way that Ty Riggs is describing it, but just like David said earlier, I got a ton of my mom's side of my family is predominantly women. The overwhelming outside of my generation, I think my mom has like 4 or 5 sisters and 1 brother. Like I literally got on that side 1 uncle and the rest are aunts. And of them, some of my aunts only had girls. So
They don't know the
a
other
ton
side.
of women in my family. I've seen a ton of single moms. And looking at my family growing up, I told myself, okay, well, I don't want that. I don't want like another thing that single women tend to do, whether or not they're the person they chose to have a child with is a fuckboy, as you described him, or not. A lot of times when they're bitter that relationships didn't work out, they tend to down the man to their child. That is something that's essentially psychological abuse. All of these things create bad situations in society. And at one point, this was predominantly happening with, Black culture or whatever, urban culture. And now it's spreading out and we're starting to see it more in a lot of different cultures. Either way, my biggest issue with this whole thing is I don't like that it's so easy for us to demonize the man. It's so easy for us to say, oh, well, maybe if men wasn't shit, like wasn't fuck boys and ain't shit niggas, then there wouldn't be so many single moms. You're saying that thought culture doesn't create any issues. I'm saying that glorifying thought culture perpetuates this. It just keeps the cycle going. Now, I don't know how much Vino heard of the conversation thus far. So Vino,
to me, that's a gas. The way it's the gas. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean it's the gas?
Like the way this, the whole thought thing. if like I said, if it wasn't for these women being like, oh, I got it, I'm gonna take care of my son, I'm gonna do all this on my own. No, you can't. Don't get me wrong. You can do it on your own. Don't get me wrong. You can do it on your own. I'm not dismissing that these women can't do it on their own.
Quality of life goes down statistically. It doesn't matter your opinion, my opinion, or anybody's opinion. Quality of life goes down.
It's just to me.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. All right. So I posted a status, Vino. Let me bring it back to the status so that you can see what people got bent out of shape about. It's like I posted it last night. It's a bunch of people on the post. So what I said was, I think the over-sexualizing of women in society is one of the worst things that has happened to community. How many hot girl summers y'all actually got left? What's next? Are responsible men just supposed to settle down with a woman knowing her body count is astronomical, knowing you could buy her nudes for $7 to $20? Why is modesty lame?
$3.
Hold on, let me finish reading it. Why is modesty lame? Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Why is modesty lame? When does the party end and duty begin? All these celebrities and influencer women are selling society a dream. Society just forgot nightmares are dreams too. So Vino, that is what I was saying. That is what the conversation was about. Ty Riggs I don't know what exactly happened with Ty Riggs just then. So Jay, the homie Jay, he's probably gonna hop back in. Jay Piedra said, yo, I had a hell of a fuckboy fall last year. Looking forward to my next one. So I guess Jay is a self-described fuckboy.
Nah, but listen.
Hold on, David. Let's let Vino answer the
question. Go on, Vino. I'm a pause.
All right, so this is why I'm at with that. First of all, number one, you got to realize, bro, people gonna do what the fuck they want to do in any aspect of life. That's number one.
These are facts.
Number two, women have always been overly sexualized, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like women have always been looked at as things to fuck.
Yeah, no. That's human. That's animal nature. So I'm not disagreeing with the logic there.
Let him finish, fam.
I'm talking about the glorification of thought culture, the slut walk.
But listen though. But you rounded off your point, like what respectable man is gonna settle down with something like that. But this is the thing about that. Now, as a respectable man, as a respectable grown ass man with kids or not, or that got experience in the dating world, you know damn well what a thought look like. I know what a thought look like. You know what a thought look like.
Most of the time.
Wait, hold on, wait. I gotta finish. Now, 9 times out of 10, niggas be hooking up with these thoughts and end up heartbroken because they knew what she was. They just hoped she wasn't, but she was.
Or they thought
now they lying to themselves, fam.
So as a man who wants to settle down with something that's worth it, you have to take the time. You can't rush. You can't just see the baddest bitch with the most likes. You know damn well this bitch selling booty. You know she's selling
and
booty.
she got bodies. But,
you know what I'm saying?
Should that be a factor into getting a relationship with them?
Think about the bodies. Let me tell you something about the bodies. Women are very discreet, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's some women that's out here, but most of these women got bodies, my nigga. Most of these women, if you pushing 30 and you above 30, bodies on bodies, my nigga. It's bodies around, son. You know what I'm saying? So you can't let that shit stop you from being with and loving a motherfucker. You feel me? At all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Vino, is there a limit on how many bodies you will accept?
If a bitch knew how many bodies I had, how many she gonna accept?
Exactly.
Ah, the devil's advocate just came out.
We can have a body off.
Wait. Hold on. Now answer this, because this is something else that I asked Ty Riggs. You guys seem to agree here. Now let's be reasonable. Let's talk about the average responsible male right now, Vino. The average responsible male. Yes or no? Does he care about the amount of bodies the woman that he's looking to settle down with has?
I'm gonna tell you no, because the average male is not responsible.
No. I said the average responsible male, a man who's looking for a wife and to settle down, a man who's taking care of his shit. He's not looking for a woman to take care of him. He's looking for a partner to build and grow with and settle down with. Do you think that man cares about how many bodies his woman got?
No.
I'm saying this. Me personally, David. Personally, I don't care. The reason being is because if I were to get a girl that has many bodies as me, why I gotta worry about it? That's her past. Why she gotta worry about my bodies? Why she gotta worry about my past?
Niggas ain't getting married as young as they used to. Niggas is getting married older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
Regardless of matter, why? Like I said, in my opinion, bodies don't matter.
Okay.
Look, if Shorty had more bodies than me, okay, so it be, because that's her past.
All of this is fine. Now, here is 3 single guys in their 30s talking to married guy in his 30s who's also talked to other married men.
I'm not single anymore.
I'm telling you guys that married men who are seeking marriage and to build like that, give a shit. And if women are looking to be married to the men who give a shit to get married, who want to take them off the market, this is something that they should think about. You guys
absolutely no. Hold on. I got you, because I'm not single. Let me correct you right now. I'm not single.
Unless you're married, as far as them tax documents go, and as far as society, you're kind of single, because at any given time she gets sick of your shit, boom, it's over with. It's a little bit more complicated.
Absolute facts. Yes,
it's a little bit more complicated when you're married.
I understand that, but how do you know how many bodies a bitch got for real?
No, unless she tells you the truth, or you've been with her for a super long time, there's no way for you to know.
If you're with a known track star, you know what I'm saying? If you're with a known track star, that's you. You did that.
Who
Okay.
did
You know,
that?
So okay, so here is why I disagree with you guys. I think there's actually a lot of men who want long-term relationships, want somebody to build with, want
Bro,
somebody to
I
work
was
with.
only telling you through my opinion, my side. I wasn't speaking about the married people.
That's all any of us can give. But like for example, me and Edwin were having this conversation earlier. Edwin is also married.
Yes, it's a way different basis for you guys, beyond belief.
If I know that you got bodies or you show all the signs of the girls that I know, the women that I know that got bodies,
okay,
I'm gonna look at you a little bit different if I get with you and you're trying to make me wait because you think I'm special. Or
that's different, fam. Beyond belief. Hold up, you're throwing in different circumstances.
Oh, so
what do you mean make me wait? What man would wait, bro?
I want to hear Ty Riggs. So Ty Riggs, what'd you say? You're pro ho, right? You're pro ho.
I mean, I encourage motherfuckers to be happy. If a bitch should be happy being a hoe, then go ahead and be a hoe.
If she's happy being that way,
yeah, I agree.
Pro happy, I can dig with.
Yeah,
I agree, but a lot of men are not happy wifing hoes. A lot of them are too. A lot of them are too.
I could tell between a hoe and a girl who wants to be in a relationship. But
most of hoes is white. Most of hoes is white.
I don't think that every woman that has bodies is a hoe, but I do think that there's a lot that culture is being promoted too. Yeah, go ahead, Tyreek.
I've been the type to make a hoe want to be a housewife. There's bitches who catch bodies on bodies who hang out with me and really want to like settle down. And I'll be like, nah, we could be cool.
That's because that's because those women want to control you. Those women to me, no. The way he's saying it, the way I'm taking it.
David, hold on. I don't want to make sweeping assessments about these women that we don't know. But what is more important is
I am.
What is more, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But what is more important is, Tyriggs, why didn't you want to wife them track stars?
Because they were irritating. See, what they do is they try to like compare you to because you're different.
Hold on. No. Finish what you were saying.
Let him finish.
Yeah. They try to compare you to who?
To the other niggas that they fucked with.
Right, Tyreek. So before you finish your point, my whole point is, my whole point is the more bodies they get, the more they're gonna do that, the more difficult.
They compare you to like how they treat them. So like there'll be motherfuckers that be like, oh, my ex used to throw bands. He used to always spend money on me. He used to always take me shopping. I'm like, I'm not that dude. That type of shit. It's not like my ex used to eat my ass and
right, because they have the expectancy of the last to for the new guy to do the same. No, sorry, I'm not that guy.
Okay, so I think you guys are looking at this short-sighted. What I'm saying is the more experiences a person has, the more comparisons they're gonna do. So if somebody got 60 and 70 bodies, they got a whole lot of shit to compare you to. So it's very
and vice versa.
Damn, that hole might be a chasm. No,
like Vino said, we can have a body off. Hold
on, wait. I'm trying to change my dog pants right now. I just heard.
It's worse than them. Like girls swear up and down, like, oh, you ain't gonna never find a bitch like me. I'm like, I got bitches that's way better than your ass.
Okay, so Tyreek, David had a lot going on in the background. Could you repeat what you were saying?
Okay, so it's vice versa also. Cause like I compare the chicks I fuck with to bitches I used to fuck with. Cause like girls, when they be like, oh, you ain't never had a girl that did this, and that. I'm like, no, I had about 15 of them, and I dropped their ass just as easy. Or it's like negative qualities, positive qualities. You can compare, especially if you fuck with 100-something bitches.
And how does that? Well, one, men and women value different things in relationships and what they're looking for in a partner. But how does that comparison help you maintain longevity in a relationship?
It fucks us both over because we both sitting here like
right. It fucks you both over is the answer to that question. It fucks you both over because you're sitting here thinking, oh, well, you know, she don't chop like her neck action is not as phenomenal as the ones I'm used to. You know, that she don't do as much of the wild shit as all these dots that I'm used to. Or a woman, vice versa. It's the same exact shit. That same conversation you were saying earlier where you said apparently the average man can't make a woman finish.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that, but what I can speak to is if she had less shit to compare it to, that may not be valued so high.
Hey, niggas is competitive. Niggas want to be competitive, but when it comes down to it, to like what really matters on being competitive, they can't stack up. So that's just kind of an issue with the dudes.
Okay, so I think you as a single guy are taking this as your opportunity to go on the record and let all the thotties out here know that you are all about it. And look, I'm all for that.
It's this. Whatever makes a person happy, they can be happy. But also use discernment, especially if you want to get married. Because like
okay,
so discreet.
So you're still saying use discernment if you want to get married, right?
Yeah, you can change up from like being the thought of the neighborhood to being married. I've seen it happen. Bitches is happy. They got kids. They're good. Like they don't listen to like what niggas in the past that can't even like approach them anymore. Motherfuckers who don't have their number no more. Niggas who can't. If you can't reach that person and that person has no like contact with you, all they doing is being a bitch ass nigga that's unhappy and lonely. While this girl who has whatever amount of bodies is happily married.
So at its core, so Vino, what you missed was Tyrix was basically saying, whatever makes you happy is cool. He's not here passing judgment, but at the same time, he's also still saying that you got to use discernment if you actually looking to get married. Like and the only reason that you would have to use discernment is because men and women value different things out of what they want out of relationships. And if you want to get married, there's certain behavior, certain activity that a lot of men just are not going to accept. For example, I got a buddy. I got a friend who told me, he's engaged now. He told me when they were dating, he had to ask his girl early on. He didn't tell her anything. He had to ask her like, okay, I don't necessarily think it's necessary for you to really post these very revealing pictures of you on social media all the time. And she originally looked at it like, oh, well, I think that's you trying to control me. His response then is, you can do whatever you like, but women that I'm serious about dating and being in a relationship don't do that. She made a choice to not do that at that point because what she valued was the relationship. I'm saying thought culture is destroying that because thought culture, third and fourth wave feminism, is saying you should accept whatever a woman does, however she acts, however she exposes herself, when there's no situation in which women are going to accept a man who's broke, he ain't shit, he's 5 foot nothing and broke and ain't shit. Like you could go on women's Tinder profile right now and you might see some shit like must be 6 feet and up. But
that's just on Tinder though. That's just on Tinder. I done seen broke
in real life, like a bitch
with
will fuck with a 5'6" nigga.
Yeah, right. In real life, a bitch will fuck with a 5 foot broke nigga.
Most of my family is short men, so I know that they're lying. A lot of women say they don't mess with fat guys. My brother has been a fat guy my whole life. I asked him one time, when did being fat stop bothering you? He told me, as soon as I started getting money and realized it didn't really matter. So there's a certain amount, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain amount of things that we all know women value, just like there's a certain amount of things that we all know men value. I personally don't think that I could, like, if in some alternate universe I didn't end up with my wife, the love of my life, who's a few rooms over right now. In some alternate universe, I'm not, if I know your bodies, like if I could name more than 10 people you smashed, there's probably no situation in which we're getting married.
She too close if you can name them, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. But outside of any situation where you can name them or it was public, like OnlyFans, you're not gonna know unless she tells you the truth. And
Not
most
all
women ain't gonna
bitches
tell you the
fucking on
truth.
OnlyFans.
Most women are not gonna tell you the truth.
I don't really want to know.
I agree with Tyrig's original point. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Don't tell them. I ain't about to. A bitch, man, listen, bro. Females, I be into, bro. It's married females right now that I know for a fact used to get trains ran on them.
My old roommate.
I know for a fact.
I'm not even gonna name him. My old roommate was smashing a girl that I know while she was married. Like these are things that happen. Simple matter. But okay, so that's fair. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Don't ask her about her bodies. But then should it be the same way if a guy, for example, Ty Riggs, for example, because he's single here. Ty Riggs, if you're dating a girl and you don't know how serious it's gonna be, it's still fairly early in y'all relationship, and you go above and beyond to make sure you don't get caught. She has zero evidence outside of her womanly intuition. She has zero evidence that you did anything concrete, but you still out here in these streets catching bodies. And she asks you, are you catching bodies on her on the side? Should she ask that question?
Shit. I mean, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. I'll let.
Nah, that's a question she should ask, bro.
She should, and then that's the day we talk about the stipulations of the relationship. Like, is this
exactly? If y'all not together and y'all not taking each other seriously, and you moving funny, and she noticed you moving funny, she's gonna ask.
No. She didn't have nothing concrete at all. There's zero evidence.
When did bitches ever need concrete evidence?
You bring up a good point. You definitely bring up a good point.
Yes, Vito, you brought up a great point.
I'm not even. I can't dismiss that. Like, it's not. That's why I said womanly intuition, because realistically, there's some supernatural shit there with women. I don't know what it is, but it's real.
Right. Well, I gotta go. My final thought is basically,
we're getting ready to wrap in here shortly. Anyway,
know the answer to hoes gonna be hoes, and if you want to get married, then act like you want to get married. That's really all that is. You're not gonna find a significant other at the club, on Tinder,
and whoever wants to get married, I send all my blessings upon that, and I hope great futures upon it. Because if you're willing to make that commitment and go through that stretch, and it's not a boyfriend girlfriend relationship stuff, I give all my power to the marriage. I do. Because
it don't matter where she been, what she did. She could have sucked my dick a couple times. She could have licked my asshole. I'm gonna give that motherfucker the blessing, because that's not my problem no more.
This is why I wanted to get into this conversation, because the lady that I'm seeing is like, her and I spoke about this. We spoke about our bodies in a sort of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no shame about it. I didn't. She asked me about it.
Productive conversation.
Hold on. Let me finish. You know, she brought up her bodies before mine, and I'm just like, all right, you're trying. The way I seen it is that you're letting your guard down. You're opening up to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Hold on. Let me finish.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, as you're telling this story, is there a number that would have made you uncomfortable?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
the reason why I say no is because 10 years ago, yes. Today, as me right now, nah. Because I've learned to let things go. I've learned to be like, bro, that's the past. Why does that have what relevance does it have to do with me?
Well, the past matters. If somebody got herpes or HIV, their past matters, right?
Yes, that's a different story.
Okay, so the past does matter, though.
Motherfuckers got
I mean,
churches.
in a man, bro. I'm not talking about disease, sex, or anything like that, bro. I'm talking about no. I'm talking about mentally.
I don't like
I'm
fake
talking.
shit. I feel like y'all are doing
I'm
where
not
the
faking
past just don't
shit.
matter.
Nah,
The past
I'm
fucking
not talking
matters,
about
man.
A bitch can have two
Isaiah.
bodies
I don't
that
I
shit,
don't
bro.
mean it that the way you say it. It's like in the extremity. Yes, the
No,
past matters. Hold on.
look,
The past
bro.
matters, but it.
Look, if a serial child molester moves next door to a school, his past matters, don't it? Why does his past matter? Because we don't know what the fuck he's gonna do.
This is not the same situation, though, bro. We talking about
It's not. How do you throw? Yeah, we just absolutely. Thank you, Vino. Really. Use a better example. Please use a better example.
Okay,
use a better example.
Better
you
example.
Always come up with good examples. That was a bad one.
Better example.
Better example, please.
Statistically, Vino, because you weren't here when we had this part of the conversation. Statistically, the more sexual partners a woman has, the less likely she is to be content in a relationship, and the more likely she is to end her marriage early. So that being said, if you're looking to get married as a man and this woman got hella bodies, and the more bodies she got, statistically, your relationship is less likely to work out. Doesn't the bodies matter then?
Okay, so I got a counter question.
Damn, the way I got a counter question.
First of all, number one, statistically, a lot of shit's supposed to happen. So niggas ain't never let statistics
happen. You know, you know it.
So my question to you, Isaiah, is how many bodies is too many bodies for you?
It depends, but I.
What do you mean it depends?
It depends.
Yeah. There's right now because
what's that depends? Like you say, it depends.
You got to realize I've been with my wife since we were 19.
Yes, I get that. That's why it's a different conversation for you to fill in comparison to us.
So 25 bodies. I realize right now. I realize a woman who's been sexually active since she was 16. If she's single at 30. 25 bodies, it's easy for her to get to 25 bodies. That's one every 6 months. It's really easy for her to get to 25 bodies.
Mathematically, yes.
Right.
That's why I say women. I mean, women comparison to men getting it
yourself as a woman. I look at things differently. So at no point were you from the ages of 16 to 26, you wasn't really looking at your future. You wasn't really thinking about, okay, well, what's my husband gonna think knowing that I was a part of multiple gangbangs? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is he saying?
Like, why does that have to be such a big factor? I mean, hold on.
The homie said, this is one of the comments. Let me read this comment. The homie said, the solution is to catch bodies together. The couple that cheats together stays together. I don't know if it's cheating if y'all doing it together. I don't know if y'all doing it together.
Bro.
If that's your thing, that's your thing. That shit work for some people. It's couples that fuck people together all the time. That shit work for some people. But if
that's true, Vino. You're absolutely right. It is.
The news for doing that right now. They was also drugging people and shit, of course, allegedly.
No, I'm just saying that shit happened and motherfuckers be happily married and still fucking people when they old. Be fucking people together.
That's what I'm saying. T.I. and Tiny, it works for them, right?
No, I get what you're saying. Like, this is a conversation that has no pinpoint or no right.
It doesn't. So to you guys, it doesn't sound like you guys. The amount of bodies diminishes a woman's value to you. I also don't know how many of you guys
the amount of known bodies diminishes a woman's value.
Okay, so it matters if you know. Okay, so if you went to college, let's say you went to college with this woman, you're way more likely to know a lot of
that bitch is a track star. I can't do it.
So for that, and a lot of men probably agree with you. So then it becomes what I've heard some women call the fragile male ego, because now it's about you being embarrassed. And I understand that, because now it's a whole bunch of snickering going on behind your back every time you walk into a room. And now you don't know. That can send a lot of men overboard and cause violence.
If you got a lot of bodies, have a lot of discreet bodies.
Be discreet with your bodies is the
Be,
moral of the
you
story
know what I'm
here.
saying? Right. Be classy about your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like sex and you like to fuck, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's human. You feel me? But at the same time, if you out here just throwing your shit everywhere and everybody know you throwing your shit everywhere, then you can't expect nothing from nobody.
So we're gonna get ready to wrap here soon. Sunday we do. So there's a few topics we didn't get to. Sunday we're doing an interview with pro MMA fighter, pro glory kickboxer, number 7 in the world, Troy Trouble Jones. Vino, we're gonna be doing a Q&A on the tail end of that podcast.
Is this a
night.
video? Is this a StreamYard call, or is he gonna be there?
No. We're gonna do it over StreamYard. He don't live in Chicago anymore.
Are y'all going to the show on the 10th?
You better go to the show
on the 10th.
Yeah.
I don't think that I can.
Vino, if you go, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm on the flyer.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know you were on that flyer. Mogul Minds is going to be in the building. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be there. So
I'm gonna roll mad blunts. I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
have mad blunts rolled up.
Yeah, I need some because I ain't got no plug right now.
Go ahead and promote go ahead and promote the show. I'll go find it on Instagram so that the people know what we're talking about.
I bet. You know, I gotta be careful how I do shit. I'm definitely gonna invite people though.
Yeah, no, most definitely. So June 10th, One Light is having a concert. 10th. Vino's gonna be there.
It's out in Elk Grove Village. It's for free.
There was a couple topics. There was a couple of topics we didn't get into. Dr. Fauci, he's a bitch and a liar. Fuck him. Fuck his emails. We could definitely get back into this at a different conversation. I would like to involve some women in on this conversation.
Yes.
A couple of you women that was all on my post typing me essays. I sent that invite link to, and I know you guys are going to watch this.
Come holla. Please come join us.
Smoke, and I don't like that. I don't like that you can hop on
come on live. Come and talk with us.
Oh, hold on. I don't like that you could hop on my post and my post got 100 comments overnight, but you can't come and elaborate and have long format conversation and challenge. I want to put some of those bullshit theories to the test. You see, there's quite a few guys that say y'all body count don't matter, but I don't know if you want to get married, because I've yet to heard a married man say no, body count don't matter. And then as we see with Vino's last statement, nuance comes to that question. Nuance comes to that body count. How many of those bodies does the man you want to marry know about? How many of them are people that he's associated? Keep in mind, it's always 6 degrees of separation, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody you know knows. So if it can make it back to him, be aware of that. So if you're gonna thought discreetly, we appreciate everybody that joined in on this conversation. We're going to be doing another live stream Sunday. We got a new episode up right now. Go check out that Juneteenth episode we just did with Ricky Layfield. That episode's up on YouTube and up on Spotify.
I saw that.
Tap Mogul Minds, MMPN, or tap One Light Records. Come holla.
If anybody has any questions about the shows, anybody has any questions about our upcoming comedy show, anything we're working on, touch base with us. You could go to mogulminds.net and you can hit us in the contact us section of the page. You can hit us on Facebook, Instagram. The DMs might take us a little bit longer to get to.
Well, we will answer them.
We will get around to you. This has been... This has been weekly reviews or weekly live stream.
Hey, it's love. It's a great conversation. That's all I gotta say. This is what I want to get into.
Vino, you actually missed last week's convo. You would have liked that one. It was about whether or not police are needed in schools, and we actually had an ex-police officer who's a firearm instructor on the South Side in on the podcast.
Vino, look at next week's last week's video.
Definitely go check that joint out, and then we're gonna be back here next week, everybody. I'm about to go eat and hang out with my kid and my wife.
I'd like to go hang out with my nephew and my sister too.
I'm married, so I hung up my jersey. All of you guys out there that want to continue, saying that body count don't matter and all them soul ties, because we definitely didn't even get into the soul tie situation. But
I give the Thought Life on a positive note, because Thought Life
David,
you're a Buddhist.
You're a Buddhist.
No shit.
You have to believe that all of that energy transference from all
All of it,
bodies makes a
fam.
difference.
All of it. It's just like the energy is going on right now.
It
All
has
of
to make
it.
a difference, but that's
It
another
does.
conversation for another time. The next time we revisit this conversation, we're not going to revisit this one unless we have women on the podcast to have the conversation with us, because otherwise, even though we had varying perspectives, it's all a man's
It's nice to have a woman.
perspective.
Yes.
It's all
Absolutely
a man's
right, brother.
perspective at the end
Absolutely
of the day.
right.
So,
A woman's perspective is always nice to have. Come holler at us.
all of you
Cheers.
guys, have a great night. Appreciate you guys. I'm cheers and Kangen water. Have a good night.
Love. Be safe,
All right,
you know.
bro.
Yeah.